Everyone, Stormy Sensei here. We're going to be playing some Final Fantasy XVI today, and I think that we'll be doing only side quests today, no story content, I think. During the last stream, the whole world kind of opened up a good bit, and we got a lot of side quests to do, so let's do them. I think we'll start with an eye for an eye. Okay, that's a weird one for me to start with, but that's what I wrote down, so that's what we're gonna do. Hey there, Letopia. Hey there, Goots.
What am I gonna do?
Collywobbles? Is that like Valisthean heebie-jeebies?
But no more.
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know
It's a
what
word
that
I've never
means,
heard
but I'm in
before.
a bit of a muddle.
Discomposed.
Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Nan sometimes sells swords and that, but never to anyone who's not a friend of ours. That's how it's been for as long as I've known her. You don't think it's true what people are saying, do you?
Been playing some Unite while Mario Kart is downloading. As the final DLC pack coming out. His voice does not match his looks. Yep, that's definitely true.
It seems the hideaway is lost its
book.
appetite.
Can you blame them with the skies as they are?
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the
Come
hideaway?
on, just be straightforward. You know she hates this.
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
Are ya? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do ya? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
I mean, that seems like a bad angle of attack anyway. Like, if someone is spreading rumors about it, it's not that we
Still
believe
alive,
it is.
are ya? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
Like, we should find out who's spreading the lies so that we can, like, go do something about it.
It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. And be thankful you got that much.
Oh, I should have gone from the front.
I reckon I can find a buyer. You got out else? And be thankful you got that much. You got out else? I reckon I can find a buyer. You got out else? And be thankful you got that much. You got out else? Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Yeah, the booster pack pretty late in Wave 4 released. I think that I get all of the courses for free because, not for free, I pay for the service, but I have the expansion pack on the Nintendo Switch Online service. So for as long as I keep on paying for it, I keep on getting it.
I spoke with Lady Karen,
What did she say?
that the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I
There's
knew
still
Nan
rumors
wasn't
though.
caught up in how bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
I'll find out who's been making up lies about Poe and Anne, and when I do, I don't know what I'll do, but it won't be pretty.
Otto said you were in the Dominion when it fell. You weren't why it fell, were you?
Oh, how fancy.
Our toil, our sacrifice, will all be for naught if the sun is lost to us.
My Final Fantasy XVI trivia actually was picked. I added it last stream, or right before last stream, but it actually never showed up as one of the questions.
Good to see you. My comrades and I... And defend Dalimil we shall. I always knew. Meanwhile,
I didn't remember Victor, but I've been actually rewatching my playthrough of Final Fantasy XVI in order to correct the timestamps as I go along, and I actually got to the part where in the chapter Sid the Outlaw, when we actually were introduced to Victor, and actually it's like, oh, okay, so I do know this guy. But it makes sense that I didn't actually know him, because I only really met him in a cutscene, and he was just like said that he was an ally of mine, and I was just supposed to roll with it, as opposed to someone like Lubor, the Desert Hare, who I have a whole quest that I had to earn his trust and whatnot. So like I know that he's my ally, and I won't forget him if he shows up again.
proof if any more were needed.
Yep, Clive is the dominant of Ifrit, and the original Sid. So apparently Sid is, quote unquote, a title. So Sidolphus was his full name, or something like that. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I've seen it spelled out though. And he went by the title of Sid the Outlaw. That was his name that he got for himself. But after he died, in order to keep the spirit of hope up among his allies, Clive took on the title of Sid the Outlaw, even though his name is, you know, Clive Rossfield. Very similar to how Lubor is actually the Desert Hare, even though the Desert Hare is actually a woman that was actually allies with the original Sid.
But something tells me if you see any bandits on the road, you know what to do.
Dalimil's saved, and with our steel.
Those bandits were on the receiving end of some
I have heard them say that before.
If all of us continue to work together in defending Dalimil,
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us with. We'll have a hard time putting this place back together.
Oh, nonsense. As long as we all do our bit.
I've heard that one as well.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch.
Fuck! How the hell did they...
Goots does kind of stand out in the crowd.
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
I've got...
Oh, well, I missed what
Clive,
Goots was going
listen.
to say.
I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Yeah,
Here in
she's just a
Dalimil.
different person with the same name.
Where exactly?
Or someone using her
She
reputation.
has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
What? No, of
Not
course
unless
not.
she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this stall he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll
No,
visit
it's
this
the Pit of
storehouse on the
Vipers.
edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
Finest sell swords in store.
If only everyone here didn't have to look so glowery.
The gentlemen of the town guard are strapping. What a mess.
You fought very bravely. The safety of the town is in our hands.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen.
Healers left. Sometimes I miss Aerial Blast.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts.
Oh no, he wanted Goots.
Weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lump in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil.
Wow, they
Then
planned all
you
this
turned
out.
up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goots. Right now.
I guess I'm forced to continue the story here. That makes sense.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty painted lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Lord!
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue. Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No.
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself.
Goose, no.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalimil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs.
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs. You remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, that. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It isn't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
I wouldn't want to lose an eye.
If you ever do that again, I'll whip you to within an inch of your life.
Guess he's not around. Would have been nice to interact with him. Oh well.
Were it not for the Undying's aid, I would be long dead. Grant them your trust, and they will repay you with their loyalty.
nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today will cost you the same as it did yesterday.
Oh, man. Would have been nice to get discounts, although I literally just got through buying out her entire store. So I would have actually been very upset if I suddenly got a discount. All right, on to the next one.
Trouble with your gear, or something falling, do you?
I have enough for Brightburn to be my next upgrade. But Brightburn can't be upgraded once I make it. So there's not really a point because I'd only increase my attack by 2 and my stagger by 2. So I'll just wait and see if there's something better I can get.
That it? Fine.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today? The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them, as always.
They had a music gallery and the Mario Kart patch. Nice. You guys listen to all the tracks. Mario Kart music's pretty good. Atrium. It's faster to go this way.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw
Let's see, she's still harping on Dion.
The girls here can have Otto and Gav and Gareth and Cole and all the rest. My heart beats for another. Now, if only Lady Taya would let me into the infirmary to see him.
Yeah, still talking about Dion.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
They probably broke the
straight.
scales.
I'm telling you, I can fix them.
Yeah, that's what happened. It's not even, doesn't even look that broken.
Sid! Out of your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
You mean
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way I see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together
Honestly,
again.
this is on brand for mid.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
It
Speak
always
for
is.
yourself. The everything goes at the bottom. Then
you put the cups down, and then you put the
You three
thing on
need
top
to
to
learn
keep
to
it all in
take
place.
responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Must have been magic keeping those scales together. It's the only explanation.
Oh, kids, you got low.
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one
Focus,
day?
kids, focus.
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple? And then somebody ate it.
He's literally eating in the
My
background.
fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well,
with Sid's help.
you're not quite done yet.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Heirs.
Hairs?
Yeah. Hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
They still didn't do the cog.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
That's
Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
I think that it implies that Sid doesn't actually know how it goes together.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
No,
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
I don't know
Please,
if they
there's
should be
no
punished.
need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She hasn't.
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canberra. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
You've given them far more than that, and I'm sure they're very grateful. If Mid is teaching my pupils her secrets, I suppose I should brush up on some of them myself.
I have no idea why I chose the order that I did choose.
That got pulled into time.
But here we are. That's interesting. Why did I put down as smooth as Butler when that's not actually a side quest? So either I missed out on my opportunity to do it, or I accidentally did it last stream and don't remember that I did. No, there were only 2 missions here, and I did both of them. Oh, it is there. Okay. So a simple request is actually smooth like Butler. Yeah, there it goes. Master Clive, I apologize for this sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I wholly unable to perform as value expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. Okay. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to attending of bandits and back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it would please you, my lord, prithee come and see me at Martha's Rest, and I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Sebastian Rutherford, what a name, seneschal to Lord Byron Rossfield.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
And that also explains the weird order in which I put the quests in. I basically just opened up the nearby quest thing and just did it in that order, rather than doing it in map order.
Wonderful creatures, chocobos are. They're fast, strong, loyal, and best of all, they won't balk if you point them into the belly of a flood. Thick skins these birds have. Thicker than most, at least. Now, leave them in a flood too long and they'll turn, sure as eggs. But a quick dip in and out, and they're right as rain. Which is a boon to a trader like me. Reckon there's enough Akashic on the roads to worry about without this old girl turning.
If you're wondering how this place got so busy, blame the ether. Guardians, bearers, folks from all over have come, seeking refuge from the floods, and the poor devils that drowned in them. For us who've lived here since back in Elwyn's day, it takes some getting used to. And sooner or later it's gonna take some sorting out.
Inn's full. Don't bother. Oh, this guy can fuck right off.
Oh, okay. You can't unlearn it. You can only upgrade it and master it. Okay. I can cast it during Mega Flare, but not during Giga Flare. I actually think that I have enough money now, generally speaking. So let's actually increase our ability points that we earn per battle, because that's more important. I don't really care about damage that much. Where's my reduce cooldown or increase charge rate? There we go, let's do this one.
For making this town a welcoming place, but hospitality has its limits. Anything catch your eye? Much obliged. Take care out there, eh?
Just because the heavens have gone to
Nearly done.
Now, let's get this stall set out. I've got greens of all shapes and sizes. Colours too. Mostly green though.
Martha's bearers have been helping us keep the streets tidy. With all the traffic coming through here lately, we're glad of the help.
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin? Look for busy bladesmiths.
I expect you heard what happened to the noble quarter. The ether just started pouring from the walls. We were lucky it didn't catch us in our bunks, or we'd have all turned. Where next for the Guardians then? We were driven from Rosalith, then from the Lazarus. Probably be the rest next.
Nah. We're up here on this mountain. The ether floods can't really reach us. I think that this is a pretty good place for the Guardians to hang out.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that there's more bad news than good. You can tell that just by looking at people's faces.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jaws couldn't hurt me. I'm a son of Rosaria, after all. A born survivor.
The people of the rest may seem to be in high spirits, but give them a little wine, a little company, and the tears soon begin to flow. Don't keep your woes to yourself, soldier. Open those floodgates. You'll feel the better for it, believe you me.
I do enjoy the brothels of this game, because like they just treat it like the people are like actually important, like they're not just, you know, courtesans. Like they actually care about the people. They're actually very like an important part of the society.
Reported seeing more Akashic on Rhiannon's ride. The road to Eastpool. We'll bolster the guard at the North Gate then.
That being said, it's a little unrealistic how many there are compared to like non-courtesans. Like it seems like almost every woman in the world Like for every one, it's like normal housewife, there are like 3 courtesans in this world. It seems like I think that there are these 2 women. Okay, it's not like that extreme, I
Shining
guess.
so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
Yeah. Pretty blooming sinister.
Like compared to the number of men in the world, though, there's so many of them. And either their wives are just off screen somewhere. Like, I don't understand how they maintain a population, basically.
Martha's got a big heart. It's a pity there's so many who are happy to take advantage of it.
The fates seem bent on driving me from my inn. But if they want me out, they're gonna have to try harder.
Sorry, but if you're looking for a bed, there's none to be had right now. We're already sharing our cots with masterless bearers and those who fled the floods, and more seem to wash up at our door every day.
But if it is true, we might finally have a chance to get our country back.
Is that a phrase in this world? Never trust an owl bearing good news? We've talked with everyone.
My lord Marquis, is that you?
It is.
It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mothercrystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your lord uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas...
Alas?
I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
I really hope that I don't have to go all the way to Canberra, because then this would be a story session instead of a side quest session.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Especially with Lubor leading us. I say he has the makings.
The bandits may be known, but look what they've left us.
Mummy.
The gentleman of the town guard.
We haven't seen the last of those bastards. But when they attack again...
Just hit an autosave there.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
Oh boy, that's a lot of enemies.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin you owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
Oh my.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dunamil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's central command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
I mean, you bribed your way out of the thing, so... And then they still took you, or tried to rob you back.
No. To find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
Also, literally have a marker at Oriflamme, so I don't know why, but it's okay. I can go to Northreach.
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
Now's not the time, Clive.
Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield.
Do they know me as Clive? Yeah, they do know me as Clive. I was wondering if they only knew me as Sid.
It was only a short while ago that I was assaulted. If you hurry south, you may find those who did this.
They robbed you, but they didn't take your sword?
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveler.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away. But allow me to thank you first. Had you not happened along,
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford. It was he who sent me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bistolus as soon as I'm able. Good day.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
Do I have that fast travel part? I do, okay. Since I'm right here, may as well pick up this. Have I been up here before? It sounds painful. What, me killing the bandit or the bandit hitting me with this giant hammer? I'd imagine both would be pretty painful. To stay in this mode forever? Kestrel's beak braid. What is that? Is that an accessory? It is. Downward thrust damage. I don't really use that very often. Changing the world is not for the faint of heart. Am I allowed to get up there? Why does it look like there's something up there for me to get? Don't we see like a little bit of blue? That's like, there is some blue there, but it's very far away. I'm seeing this over here. Alright. We have no reason to keep being here. Heading out. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night.
I see you're still here.
I've got another 30 minutes or
The
so.
rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim would be putting it lightly. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly. And we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
As it is mine.
Breath of Light. Flare Breath? Was not really a fan of that move.
I will see that your Lord Uncle is made aware of the situation in both Dalmekia and Sanbreque. And inform him of your timely assistance, of course.
Okay, so it doesn't have anything to do with how much you use the ability, because I definitely use Ravage way more than Sick. On to the last side quest.
Will we ever see the sun again?
Did you see the pair that got pulled into time?
Seems the hideaway has
blasted
lost
book.
its appetite.
Can you blame them? With the skies as they are?
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down.
And the...
So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
Oh no.
Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favorites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps
So,
he'll know
like,
something.
you could go talk to
And
him.
if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
I just hope she makes something that's like not as disgusting as Yvonne's stew.
I thought I had it all worked out. but I'm buggered if I know where to find skyworm livers and drake's mint. Best hope everyone's favourite know-it-all can help us, eh?
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
So the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbricois.
One would have thought the
This is the
disciples
land
of
of the
Bahamut
dragons.
would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive.
It's an interesting philosophy.
And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
You serve the meat along with the food that it eats. That somewhat makes sense. Back to Northreach I go. If I collected all the quests at once and then kind of optimized where I went, then we wouldn't have as many loading screens and whatnot. But then I wouldn't have a neat little package in which to put a timestamp and say, hey, we did this thing right now, start to finish. We did this thing next, start to finish.
You needn't fret.
The legionaries lay limp and lorn, both heads and swords hung low. But at her touch they did rise up to meet their blue-eyed foe.
As long as you remain, the veil will see to your needs.
Thank Grieger.
You heard the Herald. The Emperor's dead and the Empire along with him. If we're going to survive, we'll have to do it on our own.
Captain said it was you who slew the, whatever they were.
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. Right. Let's get this over with. Nice try. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Wonder what we'll do after this. We still got like 15 minutes to spare. Guess we could try to fight Svarog again. It's been a while, you know. Can lose again.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Can you blame them? With disguise as they are?
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do.
Oh no.
Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
Please don't be disgusting. Okay.
And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
It doesn't look terrible. Apparently it does have a kick.
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force. A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavor and sensation. A graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary.
I say to the contrary.
Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
Alright, we finished Not to Be Outdone.
That book may be a veritable treasure trove, but the recipes are hardly what I'd call honest fare.
Oh, who needs honesty when they can have majesty? Our companions deserve only the very best.
The hideaway's lost its appetite.
Can you blame them?
There's a treasure chest somewhere out there that I haven't opened that has music in it. There are 2 songs that we acquire in the hideaway. We're actually almost done. There's only 1 shop to buy it from. The rest we get from the main story. But there's one treasure chest somewhere out there. I think that means that we're kind of close to the end of the game. Alright, what are we gonna do now?
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Let's cash in all of our stuff here.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Oh, well, there you go. There's one of the songs that I need.
You earned this.
Talisman of Priming. That probably increases the damage that I do while
Come again.
primed.
I may have more for ya.
Clive. Allow me to educate you. Of course.
So now I know a bit more about the... what is new here. Where are the Undying? Oh, they would be up here, actually. Yeah. Yep, okay, that's what it is. So now we're allied, and he sends her to the hideaway, but I haven't actually seen her yet. Where is she? Like, physically, in the hideaway.
Study it well, Clive.
We're on our way to Canver.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Let's find Jote in here.
I pity those in the villages.
Perhaps in here?
I'm getting too old for this.
I can hardly lift my arms. The curse, it's...
You just need some rest.
You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Is there anything we can do? It doesn't feel right sitting around waiting for the world to right itself.
Might be Goat has some work. That, or you could join the Curse Breakers.
We've received word that the displacement stacks have arrived safely in Canver. The rest is up to Mid.
That means we're probably going to get our airship once we reach Canver.
All this fuss over a few dark clouds. You'd think the people here had never seen a storm before.
So, like, one thing that seems pretty significant is the fact that they really cleaned up the place down here. In order to go from Storm to Ash, we'd have to like go over the water, and the Kingdom of Waloed is very good at naval combat. So I don't think that we would normally stand a chance against them, but if we had an airship, then we were able to fly over them.
I was thinking I might pen a novel of my own, to tell the story of the hideaway. I change all the names, of course. Well, except for mine, that is.
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't stop until they've slaughtered every single one of us!
How do you suppose they'll manage that? You ever seen one of the blue bastards swim?
heard the Emperor was impaled on his own son's spear.
Yes.
Stay on the boat. Kinslayer.
Kind of, yes. Wait. If Jotei were here, well, actually, let's talk to Goots because he probably has new things to say now.
Is there out you need? There's no one like our Nan. Your lad's worth double that. And I've never looked back.
It's heartwarming.
Be seeing ya.
Round and round the city clock, the wyvern chased the eagle. The birdie stopped to catch his breath. Down came the eagle.
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Yeah, if Jotei were here, she'd be next to Joshua, and Joshua's right here. So she's not going to be here.
Were it not for the Undying's aid, I would be long dead. Grant them your trust.
It's a shame that it took me forever to realize that. Alright, let's try Svarog again. I do have one extra level. I do kind of want to build my meter before I actually get into the combat.
Nice try. Come on. Faster. All right.
we're so gonna die anyway. We'll keep on trying though. We'll spend just a little bit of time every stream until we fell him. Gonna have to get lucky one of these days. Or just like super lame it out. We could try the super lame method right now actually. That wouldn't be that bad. a close one.
Nice try.
He's attacking way faster now. Last dance? Don't like the sound of that.
well.
Oh, that was something. You had to do the slow and steady wins the race, I guess.
Definitely not to be trifled with.
You put up a good fight, Svarog. That took like 15 minutes, I want to say. And also used up 5 potions. But hey, last attempt I used 6 potions and still died. I did get pretty sloppy towards the end there though. Alright, what are we gonna do next time? Let's see. We did all that stuff. We could do some trials next time, but like the trials aren't gonna go anywhere, so like maybe I'll just go back to doing story stuff. Yeah, probably later on story stuff. Was it Cloak and Dagger? I don't know when or if I'm going to do those trials. I mean, yes, I'm going to do them. That's not really an if question. But like, there's so much more to this game that I haven't really been doing. Like, there's the arcade mode and the stage replays. I don't know what the benefit of doing any of these things is. Do you get experience points for it? I don't know. But these are some pretty tough boss fights, for sure. It would be kind of fun to go back and do some of this stuff. We have a time limit, and we're trying to get a high score. Treasure coffer data is retained. So basically, if you miss his treasure chest on some stage in the past, then you can go back and do it. So like, you know, it could be fun to do some of these. And then there's still the iconic trials to go through as well.
It seems the hideaway is lost it.
Is this the fight music when I was fighting Titan? Or just the generic iconic battle? Oh, this is the notorious mark. Sound of silence is probably just silence. Let me increase my volume so I can hear these a little better. This is probably my favorite. Forevermore, the Sambrick Forest theme. This is like the music of the Empire. A Sambrick, yeah. Makes sense. I guess that explains why I like it. It's basically Forevermore, but more militant. Is this Martha's Rest? Alright, volume down again. This is the Hideaways theme now, until I hear something different. We get this in the Hideaway. Main scenario, treasure chest vendor. Probably Canver is where you get that last one, so I'm probably good on money for now. I've mostly been saving up all this money and selling all this gear. Oh, she has
Let me
something special
tell
to
you a
say.
story, Clive.
All right.
Them rumours wet legs were spreading. Might be they weren't just tales plucked out of thin air. You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who I sold steel to, so long as they paid me the right price.
That is exactly what he said.
Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me, I were always one for gold. And to satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing armies, stabbed my every client in the back, made myself the most hated woman in the twins. But then one day I met a man who made me a different kind of offer. Said it'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in constant need of steel and sundries. On the condition I sold to him and his alone.
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I fell right into his damn trap. He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making the best profits I've seen since taking up the trade. And all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the Mothercrystals, you know. Said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint gil. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find herself the richest dam in the twins. And that's
That was
when he
a
had
terrible
me.
Sid
I
impression.
emptied my stores that day and moved into the hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me there are some things more precious than gil.
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up. Or you'll have me to answer to. Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up what you can. That grey lump.
The brightest crystal in the crate? Oh no.
No. If you're gonna buy some, be quick about it.
Yeah, but generally I've mostly been just keeping up my coffers in order to buy music whenever I come across it.
And be thankful you got that much. I reckon I can find a buyer.
But
You got
since
how
I
else?
now have a better way of getting money, and that is by selling the unnecessary materials that I pick up along the way,
And be thankful you got that much.
I don't really need to keep equipping that earn more money from battles, because that's not really getting me that much money.
You got out else? I reckon I can find a buyer.
I think I have more money now
Be thankful you got that much.
than when I started today's
You
stream.
got out else? And be thankful you got that much.
Although, to be fair, we earned
Finished,
a lot
are
of
ya?
it from defeating Svarog. Alright, next time we play Final Fantasy XVI will likely be Sunday or Saturday, one of the two. Sometime this weekend, maybe even Friday. These S-rank hunts, man. We gained 60 renown for defeating him, but we're still a ways off from getting the next
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
Patron's Whisper
Your benefactors
reward.
are a generous lot.
Oh, not a ways actually. We're only 15 off now.
Hasn't been delivered yet, I'm afraid.
But there's also like nothing else for us to do renown-wise, I don't think. Unless defeating the trials gives us renown. It really shouldn't, because we're the only ones that are able to witness what happens inside of it. Like maybe you should give it, I feel like those should give like accessories or something like that. Yeah, next time we will do some story stuff. Until then, tomorrow is Smash, Friday is Unite, Saturday is Unite, Sunday is Star Rail, with Final Fantasy being sometime this weekend, probably on Saturday, because I think that I've got more free time that day compared to others. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye.